Hi, my name is Bintu, and in this Android lecture we'll learn how to add a forgot password link to our sign up form. See, forgot password is the link which is used very heavily in every applications. User approaches your app after a long time and the person forgets the password. So we'll learn the technique how to enable the user to reset its password. One thing. Secondly, what we'll learn is that when the user signs up, when the user creates its email and password, the user won't be allowed to sign in directly. An email verification link will be sent to the user's email address, and until unless the user clicks on that link and verifies his or her email address, the user won't be allowed to sign. And obviously we'll be using the Firebase platform for storing the user's email and password. Firebase is the Google's best platform which enables us to store the database of the user, send notifications, and there are many features provided by this Google's cloud platform. So let us see how this is done. Let's start.
In this lecture, we'll be learning two things. First thing, we'll learn to add one email verification option to the signing, to the newly signed up users. Secondly, we'll learn how to add the forgot password link to our sign up form. Like for example, on this forgot password, when you click onto it, it will ask the user to send the email to which the reset password link has to be sent. Okay, so let's create one user first. Suppose I enter, say, one user. I'm creating a new email address and password. Password is, say, gold123. Suppose. Click on sign up. Sign up successful, email verification is mailed, and this is the email which is mailed to me. But I'm not clicking this verification email, right? What I'm doing, I'm navigated to the sign in form. I'm trying to sign in with the valid email address and password. See, if I enter the wrong password, see what will happen? Invalid email or password error, right? But if I enter correct email address and password without verifying my email address, see, this is my correct password, gold123. What will happen? Look at the bottom here. You will get a toast message that email is not verified. Look at here. Sign in successful, but you see, you get the error here. You are not navigated to the home page of the app. You are sign in successful because your email and password are correct, but you are not navigated to the home page of the app saying this toast message that, see, look at here, this, there will be a toast message here saying that your email is not yet verified. Okay, so if I go to my verify your email for microchip is my app's name. We'll learn how to change the app name through the template, right? Through the Firebase, right? We'll see to it. Okay, if I click on this, verify your email address link, see what will happen. Your email is verified. Now if you happen to sign in, just click on sign in. You'll be navigated to the home page of the app. Welcome. Okay. Now if you go to your forgot password link, click here, enter your valid email address, click on reset password. Reset password link is mailed to you. So go to your, see, reset your password for microchip. You've gone to your email, click on this reset your password link, asking me the name of the new password. Suppose I enter, say, phone123, FPHONE123. Save. Password is changed. Now if I go to my sign in form, I enter my old password, see, which was gold123. See, let's see what happens. Invalid email or password. And if I enter the new password, PHONE123, sign in, I'll be navigated to the home page of my app. Welcome. Okay. So this is all we are going to learn, and this is the code for this. We learn each and every line in detail. So please watch the video up till the end. So the first step is that we'll launch our Android Studio and we'll open the same authentication app which we've been creating in the last lecture, that is in the 17th lecture. Okay. Now here we have to add first the email verification option, right? So the code for this one is this. In the main activity file, we have to just add these 3 lines first. These 3 lines. Recall that auth is the Firebase authentication object, right? And to its attached current user, the user who has signed up successfully, the user who has entered the email address and password, what you are doing to that user, you are invoking send email verification method. Okay, and to that send email verification, this method will send the email verification link to the email address which is specified in the edit text box, right? Also, one thing you are doing, that you are adding one complete listener event to that send email verification. And if this task, that is sending of email, is done successfully, it will execute this if block. Otherwise, it will go into this else block displaying that sign up was failed. That is, either the email and password was not created or the email verification was not sent. Okay. So what we are supposed to do, that we have to copy these 3 lines, and in our main activity here, I hope that you can see it. After this, if task is successful, that is after sending this create email with password, here you have to copy Ctrl V. See, you have to copy these 3 lines. That is, after the email and password was sent successfully, you are sending this email verification. And if this task is successful, what you have to do, that you have to modify this message which is displayed through text response, that not only the sign up was successful, the email verification mail is sent, is emailed, right? And after that, you have to navigate the user to sign in form. Okay, so what you're supposed to do, that you have to copy these 2 lines. That is, you are creating the intent object which is taking the user to sign in activity form. Okay, so just copy it, and after this text view response here, this we don't require update USR and whatever it is. We don't require this update UI. We don't require. We only require it in sign in form now. Okay, so after this, what we are supposed to do, this is for the method of email verification and the complete listener. This has to be added here. These 2 parentheses, nothing else. And in this sign in activity, you have to just modify this update UI. See, in the last lecture, we've seen that if the user is valid, that is, if the user has successfully signed in, we were allowing the user to navigate to the home page of the app, right? Now we have to invoke the is email verified method to confirm whether the user has clicked on the email verification link or not. Okay, so we have to use this if statement also in the sign in activity in the update UI here. After this if, enhance it, here we will use this one, and in the else you have to display a toast message saying that the user has not verified the email yet. Okay, so you have to copy this one, this else block, that email address is not yet verified. So this is the toast message which will display a message to the user that please go and verify your email address. And one thing more, we have to add this finish also here. Finish to finish the sign up activity. Okay, in the main activity, I also have to check whether I have added the finish here also not. I have to add the finish here. It's required. Now let's run this, and meanwhile the output is coming. I'll go to the Firebase console, console.firebase.google.com. We'll go to that site. Our project name is authentication app. We'll select our project. We'll select this authentication tab, and some user is there. Disable that or delete that account. If you feel, you can change this, the sender's name, right? From this project name, what you can do is that you go to edit, and here instead of this project you can write your company name. Suppose my company name is Microchip. Okay, and select your email address, that is the support email address, let it be mine, and save it. So the user will get that the email has come from the microchip. Microchip is supposed to be my company name or app name or whatever. Huh? Okay, I'll go to my app. It's giving an error on toast. Let's import its library. Run the app. Don't worry about the code. I'll provide you the entire list of the code. In the description box, you'll find the link for the code. I just added one method. That's it. Send email verification. That is the method I've invoked. And is my email verified in the update UI. This is what I did just. So let the app run. You'll come to know how it is better from the code that we did in the last lecture. Also, we'll learn how to write the code for the forgot password. Forgot password is the most popularly used option in almost all apps because usually the user forgets the password. Email ID. Suppose I create. This is the username. This is the password. Gold123. I click on sign up. Sign up successful. Email verification is sent, and you are navigated to the sign in form. If I sign in without clicking the email verification link which is mailed to me, suppose I'm trying to gold123. You look at the bottom here, a toast message will come just for a few seconds just to say that the email is not yet verified. See, I won't be able to sign in. I won't be navigated to the home page. Sign in successful is there, but see here what happens. Email was not verified. Okay, and you are not navigated. You are not navigated to the home page. See, and this is the email. You go to your email. See, this is your email. Here you have to check in your inbox. You will find a email verification. If you don't find in the inbox, click in the spam or in the delete folder. See, verify your email for microchip. We have just changed in a template. In the template, we have specified that our app name is microchip, right? So click on this email, hello, and you get this link. See, if you are asked to verify your email address, can you see it? Now I click on this link. Your email is verified. Also in the users, you'll find that your email address is created. Email address and password, right? In the users tab. See bmharwani, the user is created. Email is verified. Now if you entered your email address and password, you will now click and sign in. Your email is verified. Now you'll be navigated to the dashboard, to the beginning of your app. See, to the home screen of your app. So sign in is successful. Next step is to add the forgot password link to the sign up form. So what we have to do that we go to the sign up form, that is your first main activity layout file here. Activity underscore main.xml. Here we have to add one more text view. Okay, so click on this text view button and click it here, and I'll set its name to text view forgot password. This is the ID I made it, forgot password. Okay, and the text size of this text view I'll make it 30 sp, and the text I'll make it forgot password, so that user can click here, and I'll set its appearance to body 1 to make it bolder. Now this forgot password is there. The link is okay. ID I made it to forgot password and the text is okay. Now constant I have to set. So click here and drag it over this text view. From the bottom you have to set its spacing, the bottom of this text view. Okay. The spacing I'll set it to 40 sp. And the left and right constant I set it from here. This left constant and this right constant. This we've been doing many times. So this link is created. To make this link activated, I have to make it navigate to one new activity, which will ask the user to enter the email address and submit the reset password button. So I have to add one more layout. Right click on this, click on new, followed by click on layout resource file. I'll give the name as say reset password. .xml will be automatically added, and to its graphics I need only 3 components. One is your edit text box, the email address, one is the button which will be having the caption reset password, and the text view to tell me whether the reset password link is mailed to the user or not. Okay, so 3 components I need. So I'll click on this text palette, click on this plain text and drag it over here. Button component, I need the button component here. And the third, I click on text and I need this text view component. I'll do what? I'll select all the three and set its text property to 30 sp to make them a bit visible. Okay, and this, I'll just increase its size a bit. The ID of this, I'll make it edit text email, and the ID of this button, I make it button reset, and the ID of this text view, I'll make it text view response to give me the response of what happened to the button when clicked. Okay, and I don't want this text name here. I'll select it, del key and enter key, and in the hint of it I'll enter that please enter the email address. Okay, hint will get disappeared the moment user starts entering the email address. And this button, I'll set the text of this button to reset password to send the reset email. Okay, first of all I'll set the constant of the three component. For the top constant, I'll click and drag it over here, and the distance of this, I'll make it 40 sp from the top border of the layout. And to set its left and right constants, I'll click and drag these two nodes. So all the three constants are set for this. There are no constants for this button. Can you see these 4 pluses? Okay, so I'll click and drag this and drag it over here. From the bottom of this edit text, I'll set its constants. The distance, I'll make it 40 sp from the bottom of this edit text, and I'll set its left and right constants to make it appear at the center of the width of the mobile screen. And here I'll set its top constant with this, the bottom of this button. Again, I'll make it at the distance of 40 sp, and left and right of this will be set. I don't want the text of this text view because I want that text to appear from the coding. So I'll delete it. So this layout is ready, but this layout won't work unless I have an activity of this. Layout has to be accessed, has to be loaded from an activity. So I have to create an activity which I'll call as a reset password activity. Okay, so I'll click on this node, right click and new, and click on Kotlin file object class, asking me the name of that new activity. I'll give the reset password activity. This will load my layout file, and here in this reset password activity I have to write this code. I'll make you understand this code. This is the onCreate method of the activity, right? The method which executes on loading of the activity file, and in this you are loading the reset underscore password.xml file, which will display the layout which we've just created, displaying the edit text, button and the text view. Okay, on the button reset you are attaching one click listener, that is you are attaching one event listener, and in this listener you are executing this code. That is, if anybody clicks on that button, you have to execute this code, right? This one from here till end. And what you're doing, that you are, first of all, you are making the virtual keyboard disappear. See what will happen, that after entering the email address where the reset password link has to be sent, either the reset password will be mailed to the user, but if the email is wrong, if the internet is not working, the reset password link might not be sent. In that case, there might be some error, right? So through the text view component, you have to display that either the reset password link was mailed or not. But what happens is that while entering the email address, the virtual keyboard of the mobile appears on the screen. So that text view component gets hidden. So through these two lines, you are disabling, you are making the virtual keyboard disappear, right? After that, what you're doing, you are checking if the email address is being entered by the user or not. This is null or empty method when invoked on the edit text box. What you're doing, that you are accessing the text. See, in Java, get text method is called to access the text which is entered in the edit text box. But in Kotlin, this dot text is enough to get the text which is entered in the edit text box, and that text is in object format. Through this dot to string, you are typecasting it into the string. So you're checking if the string in the edit text box is not null. If it is not empty, then you can go into else block. But if it is null or empty, you are displaying a message that email address is not yet provided. Okay. But if the user has entered the email address, you are invoking the send password reset email of this auth object. And let me tell you, this auth object is nothing but the authentication, that is the object of the auth class of Firebase. This is the auth object, right? So this is the object of the auth class of Firebase. And what you're doing, that you are invoking send password reset email through this auth object. So it will send the password reset email to the user, and you are passing this email address also to which the password reset has to be sent. Okay. And you are attaching one onComplete listener to this method. It is a sort of a event listener. That is, if this email is sent, either this task will be successful or it might be a failure. If this task is successful, that is, if the password reset mail is sent to the user, what you are doing is that you are displaying a message through the text-to response that reset password link is mailed to you. Okay. Otherwise, you will display a message that could not be sent. Okay. So this code is perfectly there. We'll copy this entire code from here, Control C, and go into here. One thing more, we have to invoke this forgot password code. See what it is doing. The forgot password, that is the text we added to the sign up form, we are adding a on-click listener event to it. If anybody clicks on that text view of forgot password, the user will be navigated to the password reset activity. You are creating an intent which is pointing to the reset password activity, and you are navigating to that activity. Okay, so let's copy this. And we have to paste it here at main activity here. After this sign in link, you can copy it here. It will give you an error because we know that if you edit an activity and if you don't mention it into Android manifest file, you get an error. So in the Android manifest file, this is your manifest file. Inside this, you have to paste this reset password activity. Now let's run this. Now I'll click on this forgot password. Though I remember the password, that is gold123. See, the email address is bmharwani@yahoo.com. Suppose I enter something wrong. Suppose this email does not exist. Now see what happens. Password reset mail could not be sent because this email does not exist, right? I am correcting it. This is the correct email address, reset password. Reset password link is mailed. Okay. So I'll go to my email box. If you don't find your email inbox, check in the deleted or in the spam. See, reset your password for microchip. See, heading is reset your password for microchip. Microchip is my company name, the app name, whatever. And follow this link to reset your microchip password. Okay. So if I click here, you're asking me to enter the new password. Suppose I enter the new password as phone123. Save. Password is changed. Go back here. Now do one thing. Go in the sign in form. You are in sign in form. Okay. Now I'll enter the old password. That is gold123. The new password is phone123. Okay. Gold123. Sign in. Invalid email address or password. Now if I enter the new password, that is phone123, click on sign in, I will be navigated to the home page of the app. See, so my code is working perfectly well. If you followed my lecture very well, please subscribe to my channel, share the video, write your comments. Thanks for watching the video.